In this video, we would learn how to configure Chef Client Run to execute periodically. A continuous delivery system needs to run Chef Client Run on all the nodes when an explicit change is made to the configuration policy. For example, when we commit changes to a version control system. We may also want to run Chef Client Run periodically to ensure that there is no configuration drift. To do this, we would have to perform few steps. We would need to download the Chef Client Cookbook and execute the cookbook on the node where we want to execute Chef Client Run periodically. And this particular cookbook can be installed from the Chef supermarket, but it has dependencies on many other cookbooks. So what we would do, we would use Workstation to download the cookbook. Workstation is a dependency manager for cookbooks. Then we create a service for Chef Client Run, start and enable it so that it runs continuously in the nodes to collect the data and send the data to Chef Automate server. Let's see how do we configure this. We'll go to our Workstation node and download the cookbook from the Chef supermarket. So this is the Chef supermarket. I've searched for Chef Client Cookbook. You can look for the Chef Client Cookbook from Chef. Let's see what all dependencies are there for this cookbook. So if you see, there are a few dependencies over here. Updated, log rotated, and the cron job. So what I would do, I would not download it from here because we would have to individually download it. Rather, I'll go to my Workstation. And here on the Workstation, we would create a box file and update the cookbook name and the source name from where we want to download it. So I'll move to the Chef repo folder. I've created a box file over here. I'll show you the content. Here the source is the Chef supermarket and I have updated the cookbook name as Chef Client. If I execute this particular file, it will go and download the Chef Client cookbook and all of its dependencies. Box install is the command to download the cookbooks. So here it is downloading both the cookbooks of Chef Client, the cron job and the log rotate. So the download is done. You can find the downloaded cookbooks in .box shelf directory, cookbooks directory inside that. So I'll move to that and we'll do an ls. Yes, the contents are there. I'll upload these cookbooks to Chef Infra server so that we can execute it during the Chef Client Run. So instead of uploading them individually using the knife command, I will use box upload command to upload all the cookbooks and its dependencies together. So with this, all the 3 cookbooks would be uploaded. And then we can go ahead and create a role. So let's use the knife command to create a role. So knife role create with the name of the role as client run. And I'll update the run list with the cookbooks which we have downloaded. So I'll update the run list over here. I'm specifying 2 recipes over here as the default recipe and the delete validation recipe to be executed. So the role is created. I've updated the run list as well. Now what I would do, I would list the nodes which are there. So here we have 3 nodes at this point in time. I would update one of the nodes to run periodic Chef Client Run. So I would update the run list of the node using run list set command. I'll give the name of the node. So here I'm attaching the role name as Chef Client. So whatever recipes and cookbooks are in the run list of the role client run, that would get attached to this particular node. You can do a node show command to see whether the updation is done. Yes, the run list is updated. Now the run list is updated, the role is created, everything is done, but the Chef Client Run execution hasn't happened, so the changes have not reflected. So we would use the knife SSH command to trigger the Chef Client Run. I will trigger the Chef Client Run on all the nodes which are marked as role client run. I will give the command which I want to execute. In case you are using root user, you can directly give Chef Client Run. Otherwise, you can give the command as sudo chef client. I would supply the SSH username and I would supply the password over here. In case you have any password file, key file, then you can use --identity-file to supply your key file. With this, the chef client run execution starts and it would update the particular node with the changes we have incorporated now. So chef client run execution has finished. I would SSH to that particular node and I would verify if that node has a chef client run daemon running, and we would check the status of it for that. Yes, it is active and running. Let's go to our Chef Automate web interface and see if the client run status gets reflected over here. I'll click on Chef Node 1, and if you check for the last 24 hours, whatever Chef client run execution have happened, it will show us the data over here. And here, after every 30 minutes, now it will execute a Chef client run. In the past, I have already configured a periodic client run for Web01 server, and you can see that so many executions on a periodic basis is happening on this particular server. And same way on Chef Node 1 also, the periodic configuration is done and it would periodically update the client run data over here. So in this way, we can enable the Chef client run periodically. You can create a daemon, a cron job, or a service on Linux node, and on Windows, you can create a scheduled task. In the next video, we will see how to enable compliance scanning with Chef Automate. So see you then.